found something. Buenos Aires International Airport this morning. Now watch this.
Heralds.
Trail ends at the airport, but turns out that a top Providence operative owns a vineyard in the area. Don Yates, of infamous New York law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn. And get this, he's hosting his retirement party today.
She's infiltrated them. She's sending a message. She needs my help.
Could have fooled me.
You don't know her.
Anyway, if you're going after her, you'll need to deal with the Herald. Her name's Tamara Vidal, former CIA asset and political firebrand. She's a master of surveillance and the Constant's most trusted aide. She'll have eyes everywhere. You won't get far as long as she's in the game.
Why are you telling me this? I thought you were out.
Yeah. Old habits, I guess. Anyway, I need to go. See you around, 47.
No, you won't.
Because you're not an idiot. Let's just humor him. Yates likes his little games. Don't be long.
Приветствую! И добро пожаловать в Hitman 3. Да, не прошло и года, как мы возвращаемся к прохождению этой замечательной игры.
You got my message.
You'd never get caught on camera. Not unless you wanted to be seen. So what's the play?
You're not the only one who's been busy, 47. I'm this close to becoming the next Constant. I'll be able to dismantle Providence from the inside. Only one man stands in my way. Don Yates. That weasel was the partner's legal counsel for years. He's the top candidate. But remove him from the playing field.
It won't work. If Edward suspects...
I will convince him you acted alone. Retaliation for Gray. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
The Herald, Tamara Vidal. She has eyes everywhere, and they're all fixed on you. The plan won't work unless we take her out.
She never leaves my side for long. Whatever your plan is, I'll help you if I can.
You're sure about this?
As sure as I'll ever be. Here, I got you an invitation, just like old times. Come find me when it's done. Good luck, 47.
Удача — это миф. Так говорил Шей Кормак. Ну что ж, пойдемте. Нас пригласили на вечеринку. Не будем отказываться от приглашения. Тем более посмотрите, какой у нас красивый белый костюм. Ни у кого больше такого нет. Черт.
Ready, Pam? 3, 2, 1, and...
For more than 2 decades, New York-based law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn has been among the most successful and the most controversial companies in the United States. Founded in the greed is good downtown era of the mid-1980s by Kenneth Morgan, Don Yates, and Theodore Cohn, the firm quickly amassed an impressive client roster, counting such corporate behemoths as Top Investment Bank, Milton Fitzpatrick, and Van Orton Tobacco. A reputation for ruthlessness and dirty tactics, no doubt originating with the notorious affluenza defense of murderous socialite Chelsea Whitmore, has long stuck to their name. But despite the persistent outrage of progressives, the firm has enjoyed a seemingly never-ending streak of successes and legal triumphs. This, however, may be changing. Just a few months ago, senior partner Ken Morgan passed away unexpectedly at the Hitman Hotel in Bangkok. And now, another of the founding partners, Don Archibald Yates, in front of whose Argentinian vineyard I am currently standing, has announced his retirement from the firm. And so, the burning question in the upper echelons of corporate America is this: has Morgan, Yates & Cohn finally run out of steam? I am Pam Kingsley, reporting live from Mendoza, Argentina, on GNN News.
Valentina must be over the moon about Don stepping down. She's been living alone here for, what, 6 years? Ever since the scandal that ruined her career.
Are you kidding? That's the perfect marriage.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble of finely aged cynicism, but the Yaces are genuinely crazy about each other. They're the proverbial power couple. Valentina was always Don's most trusted advisor and vice versa. Some say she's the brains behind some of his most famous court strategies.
Huh. Talk about insult to injury.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just that one of Yates's clients is the rival to the Semaphore phone company, which got exposed in the data leak that ruined Valentina's career. In fact, Yates would have lost his first high-profile case had it not happened.
fairly common in these parts.
I guess her loss was his gain.
later. Didn't know about that. Well, I guess if they can survive that, they can survive anything.
Except retirement.
Идеальная пара. На первый взгляд у Дона Йейтса и его супруги Валентины идеальные отношения. Мало того, что они обожают друг друга, так еще отлично друг друга понимают и во всем поддерживают. Многие даже считают, что именно Валентина придумала знаменитые стратегии юридической защиты Йейтса. Однако 6 лет назад дипломатическая карьера Валентины рухнула из-за политического скандала, и она удалилась в изгнание в родовой виноградник. Йейтс же продолжал заниматься делами своей конторы в Нью-Йорке. Любопытно, что после утечки данных, разрушившей карьеру Валентины, дела у Йейтса резко пошли в гору. Подставил свою собственную супругу. Нехороший человек. Надо будет его наказать. Но, собственно, для этого мы и здесь. А еще помимо него надо убить какую-то бабу. Да, конечно. Прошу.
Gracias, señor. Enjoy the party. Hey, how are you?
Very well, чувак. Very well.
Evening, senor. Would you care for an aperitif?
Thank you. So, you must know everything that goes on at the event? Care to give me the lowdown?
Let's see. Most of the guests have already arrived. And let me tell you, it's like a Forbes 500 convention in there. Most are high-profile clients of Morgan, Yates & Cohn. But the Yateses are still no shows. Word is, they're still up at the house.
They haven't made an entrance yet. Curious. Any idea why?
Well, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but word is that Yates was in a great mood this morning, but that all changed when the letter arrived.
The letter?
Yeah, an honest-to-God letter delivered by courier. I mean, who writes letters anymore? Anyway, it must have been bad news, because Senor Yates hurled the plant off the balcony. Big heavy one, too. It almost hit Isabel, one of the maids who had to go lie down.
Oh. Anything else?
The party is not the only thing happening at the estate. The winery is open for guests, too. You should check it out if you're interested in winemaking. It's harvest season after all.
I might just do that. Thank you for your time, miss.
Right. Pleasant evening, senor.
Она назвала меня оружием. Диана, ты разбила мне сердце.
I was approached by the old constable during my senior year. Like my thesis on plutocracy. helped get Richard de Quincy elected, securing Providence access to the country's rhodium mines. But heralds never reveal their grand scheme, do they? So there's no way to say for sure. Sometimes I find myself wanting to know what I've been accessory to over the years. Other times?
I hear you. Ignorance is bliss.
Это верно. Где там наша цель?
Hey, long time no see.
Вижу.
Constant works in mysterious ways. I just don't get his fascination with this Burnwood woman.
She is brilliant. Perhaps even his equal.
So? All the more reason to keep her at arm's length.
That's not how he sees it. Burnwood is passionate, and passion can be directed. People who want to change the world are the easiest to corrupt.
I say it's a trick. He wants something from her. Probably that assassin of hers.
No, there's more to it. Burnwood went up against the Constant and lost. But she came too close for comfort, and now winning is not enough. He doesn't just need to beat her, he needs to convert her.
Sounds like an unhealthy fixation, if you ask me. She kidnapped him, for Christ's sakes. You sure it's not just a case of Stockholm Syndrome?
Oh, this is the Constant we're talking about. Don't worry, he's got Vidal watching Burnwood's every move. That girl has eyes in places I didn't even know existed.
Something at least.
Тут чуть ли не каждый знает про 47-го, но при этом никто его не узнает.
I dare say congratulations are in order.
Quite cool though. I was third in the line of succession after Robert and Sierra Knox. Then this pesky contact board of directors decided to hire an outsider. Former chair of the applied science division at Caltech, with her at the helm, our talents would have lost control of the concept altogether. Luckily for us, she went and wrapped her car around the tree. Great, apparently.
That is fortuitous.
Anyway, that stays in the family, same as the other assets.
So the heralds keep telling us. By their account, those terrorists barely made a scratch.
You don't sound convinced.
How are we to tell when we don't know who's who? No, I don't believe the Constant had this situation under control. Why even name this cat?
She must have done something right. Wouldn't have been promoted to partner otherwise.
I suppose. Don't really care either way. Providence paved my way, and I'm grateful, but I paid my dues. If they were to disappear, the sun would still rise tomorrow, and I would still be governor.
Ох, устал я что-то. Давайте, что ли, чутка присядем, отдохнем. Ладно, все, посидели на дорожку и пошли дальше.
How's it going?
It was the most charming little village. Almost made it onto the UNESCO World Heritage List. Must have been some rainfall.
Yes. Terrible, terrible shame. I blame climate change. Nothing we at the Mendoza Local Council could have done about it, of course. Man plans and God laughs and all that.
So you don't think the construction of a brand new dam right on the other side of the village might have had anything to do with the flooding? The dam that conveniently redirects the underground water flow to this very vineyard, bypassing the local ban on irrigation. The very same dam that was donated by a foreign benefactor whose name is lazily Yates in reverse.
Nonsense. Mr. Sete is an honest businessman, and Mr. Yates is a pillar of the community. He would never think to break the rules. He, a gentleman of the law. You should be ashamed of yourself, ma'am. Good day to you.
А с Дианой тут можно поговорить?
I take it Edwards told you to chaperone me. Any idea why?
You know why. Trust is earned. Until Edwards is satisfied you're not sailing under a false flag, I will be his eyes and ears.
I meant why you.
I suppose I'm more perceptive than most.
You're also very loyal. My guess is Edward's decision to make me a herald is not too popular with the other heralds.
We were at war about 5 minutes ago. Some people are funny like that.
But not you.
I admire the craft, the audacity. Everyone said Providence was untouchable and along you came. The way I see it, you did us a service.
That's cold. I like you more already.
Touché.
Diana Burnwood.
Tell me you did it.
Long time no see.
Tell me you did
Forgive me, I can't quite place you, Mr.
Reaper. Tobias Reaper. We used to work for the same company. They went under.
Ah, yes. A shame what happened.
Why do you have to
But nothing lasts forever, I suppose. Oh, but
Mr.
where are
Yates
my
gates are
manners?
waiting.
This is my
What are we
colleague,
supposed to
Tamara Vidal.
Miss
Dinner is
Vidal.
late because
What
the
brings you
Yosa
to Argentina,
brothers
Rico?
forgot the torch for the
Are you one of Don
dinosaur
Yates'
kid.
clients?
Just a stupid
Client? No.
I'm sure someone's got it.
I'm more of a service provider.
Traditional.
Right.
Look,
Well, it was
I'm not
lovely to
gonna-
see you again, Tobias. Now, if you'll excuse
just find
us,
another torch.
Tamara and
Don't
I
care
need to
how. Or with a laughing
Of
stock.
course.
Yeah, yeah, sure, okay.
Why mother prefers him, I will never understand.
Один диалог прервался другим.
What's a bare knuckle boxer? How many have been asking for it?
I'm saying no other law firm has this kind of brand penetration.
So, people all over the world know that Morgan, Yates, and Cohen are a bunch of soulless assholes. Good for you.
Now, not good. Great. 94% of my cases never go to trial. Why? Because the moment the other side hears the name of Morgan, Yates, and Cohen, they know shit's about to get ugly. They know they're entering a Category 5 shit hurricane, and they can either settle or get neck deep in that chunky brown water.
And here I was so looking forward to the buffet.
The Chelsea Whitmore trial gave us some notoriety. Ken the Brick Morgan's affluenza defense is the stuff of legends. But really, it was the documentary about Van Orton tobacco that made us a household name. Van Orton sponsored a well drilling project in sub-Saharan Africa, only to spike the groundwater with nicotine to boost their customer base. And my friend and
Hey,
mentor,
Yosa,
Don Cahoon,
is dinner coming or what?
got them
Almost
off
there.
on a technicality.
We had a slight equipment mixed up, but my esteemed brother is taking care of it as we speak.
See that he does. A lot of hungry people here, especially me.
Hey, Future Federation, right? I think we cooked at your election party once.
That's right.
How was it?
Underspiced.
Tobias, I'm sure you have somewhere to be.
Да, у меня действительно полно дел.
Humor me for a second. Gotta check in with security. Why are you here, Bern?
Didn't you know? I have tango fever.
Thing is,
It was time for a change.
I'll say, learning the truth about your partner. Harsh. But you see, I read your ICA profile. All those years, you never took a contract for money or glory, only to serve your personal brand of vigilante justice, targeting those who rise above the law, except for you. Everyone's a hypocrite. Still, makes you wonder.
I was wasting my potential. I did garbage duty for 30 years, and where did it get me?
You've certainly kept the world's coroners on their toes.
Edwards is right. Power never dies. It only changes hands. And his hands, well, I figure the world could do a lot worse.
You admire him.
I thought resisting power was noble. But revolution is a young person's game. It's easy to tear down, much harder to build. I figure I can be Edward's conscience. God knows I have the practice. Did I pass your test?
It was hardly the Pledge of Allegiance, but it's the best I could expect from a free-thinking radical.
Ё-моё. Охранник один заметил. Ну, почти заметил.
Some sloppy wiring. Just an accident waiting to happen.
Occupational hazard. Eh, Burnwood?
Let's rejoin the fun.
Wherever you go, I go.
Так, нет, оголять провода мы не будем. Нет подходящего инструмента. Хотя вот мы могли бы разлить воду из этого кулера. Если эта сука тут пройдет, ее током убьет. В принципе, можно рассматривать как один из вариантов. Потому что других я пока что не вижу. Надо бы нам разжиться маскировкой. А тело тут есть куда спрятать? Да-да, вон там шкаф стоит. Тихо ты. Убивать я тебя не буду. Только выключу. И давайте спрячем его. Вот здесь тебя никто не найдет. Хотя, если все-таки найдет, он очень удивится, какие тут интересные скелеты в шкафу. О, мы нашли крысиный яд. Он рвотный. Можно подмешать в бокал с вином. Или в еду, которую будет есть Тамара. Кому лед для коктейлей?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm getting awfully tired of this spectacle food trend. Whatever happened to shellfish buffets?
Согласен, шведские столы — это крутая вещь. Ешь сколько хочешь и что хочешь.
Something I said?
What are we doing here, Dexy?
Monumental Records are longtime clients of Morgan Yates and
Think you're coming on a bit strong there.
On these
I
ICA
just don't feel the same way. Just
hell of
back off, okay?
As if we haven't had enough market turmoil this year.
It's just disgraceful how an agency like the ICA could exist and thrive for so long without the public's knowledge.
Boggles the mind.
That it does. That it does. Yeah, I do wonder, though.
Yes.
Well, just for the sake of argument, say one had an urgent problem and one found oneself without one's usual, how should I put it?
Service provider?
Yeah, precisely. Well, what I'm getting at is all those shady drug lords and foreigners and whatnot who find themselves in need of a new such provider. I was just wondering how they might go about that. Hypothetically, of course.
Right. Well, I'm clearly not the right sort of person to ask.
Of course not. Just making conversation.
I certainly wouldn't be in the possession of a phone number to one such individual.
Surely not.
And even if I were, I certainly wouldn't be inclined to pass it on.
Well, no, that would be wildly unethical.
Right. So, good talk. Food for thought. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a shot in the arm. Ask for stone. Good man. Reliable. And don't mention the nose. I bet I could invest in a...
Как же в этой миссии много болтовни. Не знаю, как вы, но я аж заслушался. Микрофон. Что, можно спеть? Но я, честно говоря, не очень хорошо пою.
Monumental Records are longtime clients of Morgan Yates and Co. I thought we'd come show Don our support.
He's a blood-sucking leech. He's like evil incarnate.
A free bar is a free bar, Heidi.
How is any of this relevant to our promotional tour?
The class always had a strong following in Buenos Aires. You and Quentin have a 52% recognition rate. That's impressive in a fragmented post-monocultural market. Especially since Jordan was always the front man.
We're not the class, Dexy. We're...
the band formerly known as The Class, minus Jordan Cross. That's the reality, Heidi. You don't like it? We can still accept the live gig with Serafina. She plays arenas. It's good, steady money.
Pass. I do have a shred of dignity left.
Oh yeah? Want me to hold on to that for you?
Screw you, Dexy.
It'll be fine, dear. You'll get a hit and make lots of money. Hell, you might even see some of it once Quantum Leap and Dynasty Global
I believe
and
most
all
people
other
need to be
streaming
led.
platforms have
They
taken
want it too, mind you. They've just been brainwashed by liberal humanism to think it's something to resist, something to be ashamed of.
Might is right. Is that it?
Any dumb mob or chest-pounding gorilla has might. I believe in merit, the rule of competence. Those who are born with superior skills and intellect have a moral obligation to lead. It's as simple as that.
Wow. You're just a social media shitstorm waiting to happen, aren't you?
Don't talk to me about privilege. When the enemy is at the gates, You want the best man leading the charge, privileged or not. Questioning natural hierarchies is a peacetime luxury, and it only leads to chaos and decline. Providence must exist.
A necessary evil.
Nothing evil about it. No such thing.
Провиденс — это самое настоящее зло. И мы его искореним. А что если вот в этот бокал подсыпать яд? Вообще мы видели, как из него пьет Бёрнвуд. Интересно, что будет, если она это выпьет? У нее рвотный рефлекс работает? Ее нам убивать не надо, кстати. Пойдемте проследим за ними. Куда они вообще ходят, что делают?
Does it bother you, being the odd one out?
What's that supposed to mean?
You're an outlier too, Tamara. You don't mingle with the other heralds. They're so impressed with themselves, aren't they? Ordering all those big-shot CEOs around, but not you. Where they see power and prestige, you see duty. That's why you're Edward's most trusted aide.
Jesus. You want to borrow money?
Tell me, was your heart set on becoming the next Constant? The thought must have crossed your mind.
Perhaps. But Edwards doesn't want an echo chamber. Must be why he hired you. You know, some of the heralds think we should have killed you right along with Lucas Gray.
And what do you think?
I don't like wasted potential. We don't see eye to eye on just about anything. But I do respect your ambition, your idealism, your ruthlessness. You just need to grow up and smell the coffee.
В мусорке мы можем что-нибудь спрятать. Например, пушку. Вот только зачем? Мы тут и так у всех на виду. Если пушку достанем, нас запалят.
Hey, good to see you.
I never thought about getting into the wine business, but it does seem fruitful. Forgive me. Oh, please.
Hey, Yosa, is dinner coming or what?
Almost there. We had a slight equipment mixed up, but my esteemed brother is taking care of it as we speak.
See that he does. A lot of hungry people here, especially me.
Hey, Future Federation, right? I think we cooked at your election party once.
That's right.
How was it?
Underspiced.
I tell you, whoever thought they were doing the world a favor by bumping off Rico Delgado
Hello,
and
sir.
his fixer, Andrea Martinez, needs a crash course in history.
Gotta check in with security.
Don't suppose I have a choice.
Rico Delgado was a son of a bitch, but he was our son of a bitch. Plus, a stabilizing factor for the whole region. Now, the cartel is in the hands of Mad Dog Hector Delgado, and he's about 3 Colombian neckties away from a full-scale drug war.
The Morenos?
Somehow, the mad bastard's got it into his head that Martinez and his brother were killed by a Moreno assassin who infiltrated their ranks. He's purging his own sicarios at random, and they, in turn, are ratting on each other like 1950s Hollywood. It's a hot mess. Plays merry hell with the construction and real estate market.
Perhaps someone should take steps to retire.
Hi.
With ICA
Whatever.
off the
Excuse me.
board.
Those
Good luck
are the
finding
wrong.
someone crazy enough.
You're bugging me, Scrum.
Но в принципе маршрут передвижения Тамары я усвоил. Но вот как ее убить? Пока что у меня идеи нет. Давайте, может, пока яйца попробуем устранить. Может, с ним попроще. Тут охрана обыскивает на входе. Не, мы не можем пройти в его особняк. У нас с собой есть запрещенные предметы. Нужно избавиться от пистолета. Полежи пока здесь. Чур не трогать между ног. У меня там главное оружие.
Okay, everything seems to be in order here. You'll get to stepping, Holmes.
В сам особняк нас пустят. Здесь тоже охрана.
Go ahead. They're just for decoration anyway. Right?
Yeah, Pablo yourself, the younger. I provide the salary. My brother, well, he knows how to balance it.
Well, I am just a big fan, Senor Sosa. I must have seen all 14 seasons of your show. I especially love the one where you cook barbecue on the International Space Station.
Yeah, we absolutely did that. No, for real. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. Hungry mouth.
Okay. Tell us more. Cooking for people must be so rewarding.
Well, I said so. That's 5 billion or even 8 when we flew around the world in a hot air balloon with expert supplies and treasure hunters. Nathania, in episode 12, we had to touch down in Papua New Guinea to avoid a storm. Look, the secluded Kalupa tribe was extremely hospitable. We taught them a few of our barbecue techniques, and they taught us how to make smoked tarantula. That was great. Yes.
That is so inspiring. Maybe it's time I created that interior decorating blog. When you're passionate about something, who knows where it might be?
Oh, it's nothing really. But now I think we must be going. Gonzalo, love yourself.
Oh, come on. Say again. What is like to say for doing something you really love?
Well, one episode really stands out. Miguel and I were invited to take a shot at the wedding of Esteban Montoya, head of the Moreno cartel. Naturally, we had to search, but Miguel and I figured, hey, nobody shows the barbecue chef. Besides, our new line of sauces just hit the market, and Moreno's endorsement would be great for our Mexican rollout. So yeah, we went. Little did we know that the Delgado cartel had hired notorious Hitman to strike during the wedding dinner. That is, not until Miguel found the severed head of Montoya's nephew roasting in the center of the asado table. The killer had snuck in disguise as one of the kitchen aides. We must have passed by him several times, never knowing how close we came to certain death.
Incredible. My sister is a Chicago mercenary, and even her stories pale in comparison to yours.
Kind. But now I really have to. I'm not that easy, possibly.
No. Don't go yet. Give us some highlights for your
Well, I can tell you about the strangest private gig we ever attended. It took place on a remote island somewhere in the Arctic Sea, but we have no clue where, because the host insisted that we wore blindfolds, not only for the helicopter ride out, but throughout the entire evening. Imagine cooking barbecue in total darkness. Good thing we're pros. I never knew what the party was about. We wore noise-canceling headphones too, and even then, we had to sign a sort of ritual NDA. I can only assume it was something word domination. The life of a celebrity chef never dull.
So cool. I'm gonna go home and rewatch all 14 seasons with the commentary track.
Thank you. Well, it was lovely talking to you both, but I have a job to do.
Okay. Tell us more. Cooking for people must be so rewarding.
Well, there was a time we invited VIP guests to cook with us on the show. Season 9 and 10, I think it was. We had Jordan Cross, who was a vegan and insisted on grilling eggplant. We had Craig Black, author of the Cassandra Snow novel. And then, of course, my brother thought it would be a good idea to invite Viktor Novikov. You know, the Russian smoker who died during one of the Paris shows a while back? Novico, who managed to utterly scorch his chorizo, threw a tantrum in front of rolling cameras and kicked off the parrilla, sending chicken breast and tenderloin flying in all directions. Legal battle for the show's sake because Victor Novico was completely without a sense of humor and couldn't stand Luke's face. In the end, we settled and got ourselves a brand partnership with Sanguine. Yes, life has been good for the Yosa brothers.
That is so inspiring. Maybe it's time I created that imperial decorating block. When you're passionate about something, who knows where it might lead?
Да отпустите вы уже этого бедного повара. И меня заодно. Так, похоже, в дом нам все-таки можно. А нет. Но почему-то этот охранник нас пропустил. Хотя вообще-то он видел, как мы заходили. Так, наша цель на втором этаже. Как туда попасть? На лестнице стоят два быка. Лучше б, чтоб они нас не заметили. Это мы во двор вышли. Может быть, есть какая-нибудь лесенка или водосточная труба, по которой мы сможем забраться на второй этаж.
That's probably it. Yates loves a good party. Plus, everyone knows he's not actually retiring. Guys like him never do. It was that letter earlier. It was all smiles up until then. Something about a late addition to the guest list. Burnwood, Diana. Not a clue. But Yates doesn't usually get upset with people. He just gets hungry.
I'll run an ID check. Probably an ex-lover.
Не ту мы с вами профессию выбрали. Надо было становиться не официантами, а охранником. К счастью, никогда не поздно сменить род деятельности. А вот эта лестница, скорее всего, ведет в подвал. Давайте возьмем автомат. А то увидят коллеги и спросят, а что-то без автомата-то? Это будет странно. Здесь все охранники с автоматами ходят. Погреб закрыт. Но, может быть, нам в подвалы не надо. Мы по лестнице спокойно на второй этаж поднимемся. Тем более, те два мордоворота уже ушли куда-то. Это спальня Йейтса и его жены. Что мы здесь можем придумать? Календарик. Годовщина свадьбы. В календаре на 2021 год в доме Йейтса введено число. Сбоку подписано «Хрустальная свадьба». Это 4 апреля у них годовщина свадьбы. А действия этой миссии какого числа происходят? Не удивлюсь, если 4 апреля. Не просто ж так оставили тут этот календарик. Можем люстру на него обрушить. Что еще? Ключи от машины Йейтса. Ключи от автомобиля Йейтса. Можем его тачку угнать. Но нам уезжать пока рановато. Мы еще не выполнили цели миссии. Лестница какая-то. По ней можно подняться на чердак. Но нам сейчас это не надо. У нас есть яд. И мы можем отравить винишкой яйца. Кстати, когда он сюда вернется? Успеем мы на чердак слазить, поглядеть, что там? Успеем, короче. Куча всякого хламья. Ну, в основном все чердака используют для хранения всяких ненужных вещей. Так что неудивительно. Ну чё, где-то там Йейтс? Идет сюда. Нужно быстро отравить вино. Давай, давай, давай. Он уже почти здесь. Иди, пригуби винишко. Оно сегодня особенное.
Mr. Edwards, Don Yates, I have received your letter. I merely called to express my regrets that you were not able to make it to the party. Rest assured that I will extend our new herald the warmest of welcomes. A most shrewd and sagacious move on your part, bringing her into the fold. I have the utmost confidence that Miss Burnwood will prove a valuable addition to the group. Feel free to call me at your leisure. Have a good day. Machine? Since when do I get the machine? He can't be serious. He just can't. It's unseemly.
How many times will you reread that thing before you believe your own eyes, darling? Or are you trying to scare the letters away?
Just listen to this. I am making a new addition to the Herald team. Diana Burnwood, former ICA. Please consider her my representative.
At your celebration, yours truly, Arthur Edwards. Yes, we've been over this, Dawn.
Can you believe it? This is the woman who waged bloody war on Providence. She is involved in the deaths of countless heralds and operatives, including Ken, our friend Valentina. Has Edwards lost his faculties? This woman will surely be our downfall.
This woman cleared his path to the top. Is it any wonder that he wants to keep her close?
The partners. You don't think he...
Immaterial, darling. Why don't we take a stroll? The air will do you good.
Yes. I suppose you're right.
We'll figure this out, Dawn. You and I. We always do.
Бухни винишко, а потом уже отправишься на прогулку. Вот и молодец. Йейтс мертв. Осталось покончить с Тамарой. Плевое дело. Сейчас что-нибудь придумаем. О, зонтик. А вдруг дождь? А мы уже готовы с вами. И не промокнем. Охрана начала поиск. Труп яйца обнаружили, конечно. Но ничего страшного. Меня это не сильно волнует.
Hello, sir.
joking.
Well, what do you know? My. It's a nice joke, but a bit hubristic, wouldn't you say? He's not even been appointed yet.
Caution and modesty has never been Don Yates' style. Did you see the wine list?
I'm more of a beer man myself, but if Yates wants to bring the heralds closer together and play the modern boss, I don't actually mind. Edwards always was a bit aloof.
Plus, he has good reason to be confident. He is Edward's closest legal advisor. Not even Thomas Cross or Eugene Cobb had a direct line of contact. I'd say Yates is at the top of a very short list.
So, how do you feel about Burnwood?
How do you think? She and her friends killed Yamazaki, Cassidy, probably Bronson. How is she fit to be a herald? But on the other hand, people defect all the time, and she's most certainly qualified.
True. The Constant knows what he's doing. Doesn't mean we have to like him.
The vote is still out on you.
I could use a drink.
Go ahead.
Хочешь что-нибудь выпить? Так, а вот сюда они не спускались еще. Нифига себе. Да тут чуть ли не подземный город.
A glass of red, please.
Any luck on that Pinot Noir?
I'm afraid not.
Этой нужно какое-то особенное вино. Пино Нуар. Вот его она точно будет пить. Что попало, она не пьет. А где ж нам такое вино раздобыть? Его бы тоже можно было бы отравить.
Let's head back to the party.
Whatever you say.
Hi there.
Salute, soldier!
Tell me about your estranged partner. Why the number? 47?
It's all they gave him. I just made it a name.
What makes him tick? That particular investment, the Institute, was a bit of a black stain on our roster. From what little I could gather from the Providence archive, his capacity for empathy was removed, along with his memories. What was your relationship?
47 is broken in many ways. But he is self-aware about it, and he tries his best to be whole. Over the years, we found an arrangement. You could say he outsourced his conscience to me. I would curate the contracts, navigate the murky moral waters that he was unable to fathom. He was the gun, I was the safety.
Fascinating. What an extraordinary display of trust.
It's no more than what any soldier does.
Of course. Who came up with the accident MO?
It began with a jet ejection seat, but that's a story for another time.
Забавно, конечно, слушать, как они меня обсуждают. Учитывая то, что я вот рядом с ними стою. С зонтиком. Кстати, Диана почему-то не траванулась. А надо было травануть вот этот стейк. Вот его как раз Тамара ест. Яд еще где-то надо искать. А то и один впустую использовал, получается. Давайте вот тут вот поизучаем местность. Тут мы с вами еще не были. О, винишко какое-то. Случайно не то самое? Каберне винодельни Виньеду Йейтс. Каберне Савиньон винодельни Виньеду Йейтс. Звонкие нотки вишни и черной смородины на фоне вкусовых оттенков кожи и тостов. Послевкусие из темных ягод с легким ощущением сладких специй и сочной сливы. Не, ну это точно не то. А может вот это? Мальбек винодельни Виньеду Йейтс. Фирменный мальбек Виньеду Йейтс. Полнотелое сухое вино с нотками темных фруктов, ежевики и черной сливы. В послевкусии оттенки ванили и табака, темный шоколад и дуб. Средняя кислотность, умеренная тонинность. Хорошо подходят к различным блюдам. Я бы попробовал такое винишко. Хотя я небольшой любитель вин. Лучше уж пивка.
Don't stare. He's busted heads for this. That man's a beast.
I know the stories. Started out in narcotics, got fired for misconduct. Not to mention headbutting an internal affairs officer. He turned PI and eventually wound up on the payroll of Morgan, Yates and Cohen as an investigative consultant.
Right. Evidence tampering. Witness intimidation. The odd bit of B&E. A regular jack of all trades. I take it you heard about Reggie West's hit and run? Nasty business. I suppose everybody needs a corvo now and then.
Wonder what he's doing here, though. At Yates' retirement party.
Yates is the kind of man who keeps his enemies close. I figure old Corvo is not here for the hors d'oeuvre. Surveillance specialist ever to graduate from Kent. Ran one of our interrogation black sites for a while, and I tell you, those prisoners folded like lawn chairs. I couldn't believe it when she left the agency to go into politics, of all things.
Well, Vidal is nothing if not unpredictable.
Art read her file, of course. Parents were political, fought on the side of the junta. And Tamara always was a firebrand. Still, talk about wasted potential.
Well, you'll be happy to know that she still dabbles in the dark arts.
Oh? How's that?
You already know Kronstadt R&D invests heavily in surveillance tech. Well, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but Tamara Vidal represents one of our biggest private sponsors, and she's been instrumental in developing a cutting-edge new line of nanodrones.
Is that a fact? And who might this client be?
You're the CIA. You figure it out. All I know is she played an unusually hands-on role as a technical advisor. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if she had her tiny spies buzzing around this place, recording everything we say.
Balls. I missed the Cold War.
Да пошел ты со своими войнами. И так нам войн хватает. Так, давайте выкинем этот зонтик. Мы с ним как идиоты смотримся. У меня уже 2 бутылки такого вина. Но где ж найти такое, которое нравится Томми?
Nothing quite spoils a party like your guests inexplicably dropping dead. Who were they again?
A couple of old money scions, Ingram and something Dutch sounding. I bet Sheikh Al-Ghazali was the real target. Everyone knows the family funds terrorism. Did you see any of it happen?
No, they were discreet about it. I caught a glimpse of a body bag, but that's about it. It was only when someone realized that the elevators had stopped working that the word caught on. Imagine all those socialites descending 200 flights of stairs on foot.
Guess all those personal trainers finally paid off.
Так, давайте-ка спускаться вниз. Чё тут у вас за поминки? Яйца хороним, что ли?
Our goal here at Vignetta Yates is simple. From our state-of-the-art winemaking facility.
О, я микрофон нашел. Я даже знаю, куда его поставить. Но даже не думайте. Петь не буду. Нас что, камера засекла? Ё-моё. Я не знал про нее. Гляньте, как типа колбасит.
Not just a puddle either. We're talking knee-deep. The whole place looked like a horror flick.
Of course, Yates came down and told the boss in charge of the tanks a new one.
You'd think there was some kind of fail-safe mechanism or early warning system in place.
Yeah, you would, but you'd be wrong. If the pumps malfunction, the tanks overflow, that pretty much sums it up. So, pay attention to that pump flow. Unless you're in the market for an extra orifice.
Lightning never strikes twice. We'll be fine.
Затопление бродильных чанов. Если насосы выйдут из строя, бродильные чары будут затоплены. Как-то раз к ужасному раздражению Дона Йейтса это уже случилось. Однако установкой предохранителей так никто и не озаботился. Может быть, я этим займусь. Я мастер на все руки. Гениальная шутка. Обхохочешься. Они в этих чанах борщи варят, что ли? Затвор насоса. Затвор насоса не дает переполняться бродильным чаном. Правда, рабочие не особо-то внимательны. А значит, с системой может случиться что-нибудь неприятное. Но это таким способом мы могли убить Йейтса. А он уже сдох. Так что не актуально.
Maybe Vidal will trip her down the stairs. Those heels are an accident waiting to happen.
Don't hold your breath. Vidal is a true believer, fiercely loyal to the Constant. It must be why he chose her to show Burn with the ropes. Figured the rest of us wouldn't forgive and forget so easily. Sneaky bastard.
The man didn't get to where he is by accident.
Понятненько. Осторожно, мокрый пол. Спасибо, любезные дамы и господа. Так, электрощиток можем вырубить. Вот этот самый официант сейчас пойдет посмотреть, что там стряслось. А мы можем за стойку зайти. А, вот оно нужное венцо, да? Ну тогда осталось только маскировку достать. Тише. Отдохни-ка пока, приятель. Я тебя подменю.
Hi there, friend.
Фак, у нас же яда нет.
I don't feel so good.
A glass of red, please.
Certainly, ma'am. May I present the House Cabernet Sauvignon? A melody of black currants and red cherries rises above a backdrop of leather and toast. On the palate, you'll taste juicy dark berry fruit along with a trickle of sweet spice and savory plums.
I'll pass.
Why don't you give
Find
this
me
a
a bottle
try?
of Pinot.
Yes, ma'am. I managed to find a bottle of our 2006 Pinot Noir, inspired by wines from the Our Valley. Medium-bodied and fruit-forward, with an aroma of cherries and raspberry. It's to die for.
Pinot, you say? Maybe just one glass. Need to keep my wits about me. Now that's more to my taste. Almost Germanic.
It's nothing.
Ну вот и чё. Она просто выпила вина и ушла. Нужно ей что-нибудь подмешать. Где же мне еще яд найти, а? Не знаете, пацаны?
Bro, get out of my way.
Можно свой микрофон поставить. А на кой хрен? Непонятно.
Yeah, keep it real. Last month it was horses. This month it's grapes. Well, what's it gonna be next month? This is different.
And a good day to
Может быть, в комнате охраны найдется еще яд. Ну прям очень нужно.
Fine by me.
Control terminal is up in the security room. Take a look. Just so. One regard to mostly as established relation. For a week and
Система вентиляции. Система вентиляции позволяет поддерживать в хранилище бочек нужную температуру и влажность. Терминал управления расположен в пункте охраны этажом выше. Можно что-нибудь распылить тут. А вот, кстати, и яд. Его-то мы и можем распылить. Но тогда будет много жертв. В том числе не исключено, что Диана погибнет. Ключ работника винодельни. Ключ, отпирающий двери и оборудование в цехе винодельни. Прямо мастер-ключ. Любую дверь отворяет. А здесь у нас что? Винохранилище. Бочечки с винцом. Зачем-то можем открыть краны. Куда-то сюда можно спуститься. Давайте глянем, что здесь. Ничего любопытного. Да и уровень сам по себе какой-то... Мне как-то не особо нравится эта миссия. На всяких винных вечеринках мы уже бывали много раз. Вот с самым высоким зданием было топ. С расследованием было топ. Да и с Токио тоже. А тут скучно как-то. Туалет. Сыкуешь, мужик? Ну еще бы.
It's not unreasonable. Think about it. Duval was kidnapped by the militia and held hostage for weeks. He was forced at gunpoint to disclose the existence of Providence in a public broadcast. And those animals would probably have executed him like they did Thomas Cross if our security team hadn't broken him free. I would need therapy.
So, Duval survives just long enough to retract his statement, appoint a Providence-backed successor as CEO of Ether, and then he accidentally slips in his bathtub during an anxiety attack?
It's odd, I don't deny it. But take Godfrey. Now, he's gotten it into his head that the partners are all somehow dead, and that the Constant runs Providence in their place. Conspiratorial thinking is a rabbit hole, my friend.
But if they murdered him, Duval was a rat, but he had no choice.
He did. Just not a very attractive one.
Все-таки мы будем отрабатывать наш вариант с отравлением. Подмешиваем яд. Он, кстати, не смертельный. Так что Тамарку придется добивать своими ручками.
A glass of red, please.
House Cabernet. Enjoy. Excuse me. You should try this.
Any luck on that Pinot Noir?
It really is to die for. Yes, ma'am. I managed to find a bottle of our 2006 Pinot Noir, inspired by wines from the Our Valley. Medium-bodied and fruit-forward, with an aroma of cherries and raspberry. It's to die for.
Pinot, you say? Maybe just one glass. Need to keep my wits about me. Now that's more to my taste. Almost Germanic.
It's got a little kick to it.
Help!
I don't
We have an
feel
emergency. Some
well.
kind of allergic reaction. She needs medical assistance right now.
Whoa, you look rough.
I'm sorry it had to be this way.
Я понимаю. Тебе не стоит выходить из своей роли. Вот она идет в сортир.
Hey, are you okay? You definitely don't smell okay.
Надо ее личного охранника как-то отвлечь. А то он стоит прямо у двери в кабинку. Попалась стерва. Утопить в унитазе — это, конечно, оригинально. Давайте-ка закроем дверь. Не хочу, чтобы ее нашли. Так, ну и где тут ближайший выход? Давайте к нему. Ну что, сойдемся в страстном любовном танго?
It's done. Now what?
Now, we strike at the heart.
Edwards. You know how to find him, don't you?
Why, Edwards finds you, 47. He is untraceable, and he never lets you forget it. He is cocky, and that will be his downfall.
What's the plan?
Too many eyes. Meet me at the olive grove at sunset. One last tango, 47. How did you know?
Your deal. That kind of power always comes with a price. What's yours?
I think you know. I am sorry. This is a necessary evil.
What have you done?
Ether brand neurotoxin transfers by touch. See, Edwards learns by his mistakes, 47. And as you've clearly demonstrated, brute force is futile. It had to be me. It was the only way.
To get this close.
My family. I know what you did. After all these years, I finally know.
I am sorry.
You didn't have a choice. I did. Providence used you, but I'm no better. All I saw was a blank slate, a weapon to wield. I told myself it was what you needed, but people aren't meant to be controlled. This is a kindness. Goodbye, Agent.